pretty much walking on sunshine across the board here. At the coast, you're going to be in the 70s. If you don't have any plans, why not go to the Manhattan Beach Open? It's going to be about 73. You're going to have some patchy fog in the morning and some low clouds, but that will clear up and it'll be pretty sunny. Lancaster, you're looking at a low tonight of probably about 73, so a little bit better than we were expecting tomorrow. But see all this pink? This is that excessive heat warning that we're talking about in Lancaster and the Antelope Valley. If you do get a chance to catch that sunset, it is a tradition at some of our local beaches to hit the coast and watch the sun go down. A lot of clapping and cheering. Always a lot of fun on summer solstice. 108 tomorrow, one of the hottest days for you. All right, have a great night and a great weekend. The happiest cities in the United States. In case the weather here is getting you down, why not take a road trip up north to Concord, California? That's apparently where the happiest people live. This is according to House Fresh. It's kind of funny. I was reading about how they did it, and they actually used artificial intelligence to study how big somebody smiles in their Instagram selfies. We're expecting this Santa Ana wind event, those winds that we always see in the fall and the winter that blow from the mountains to the coast and are very strong and very dry. So Tuesday to Thursday is going to be the wind event. That's the biggest threat, though, is going to be Wednesday. We're expecting possible up to 75-mile-per-hour winds in our higher elevation areas. Very likely to see 60-mile-per-hour gusts in our mountains and our foothills. So we can expect damaging winds, down trees and power lines, and difficulty driving, especially on our east-west freeways. This is when we often see those overturned semis, so be very careful driving. We're also talking about critical fire conditions. We're going to have dry, low relative humidity. The good news, according to firefighters, of course, is we had that recent rain last week. Another thing I do want to mention is if you are on the coast, we also have a small craft advisory in effect, but Avalon, for example, that east-facing harbor in Catalina, possible waves breaking inside the harbor on Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure your anchors are very well secured. Definitely going to have some gale force winds. All right, we do have a fire weather watch. So this is tomorrow morning, just after sunrise, which is at 6:18. You can see most of our area that's blanketed with this green, but watch what happens 24 hours later. As a fellow Floridian, though, I have to say I do miss that wild weather, those thunder and lightnings, and seeing those water spouts in person. It's pretty cool to see. So it's going to be warmer tomorrow, and then we're going to have that onshore flow come back in, and that's going to help cool things off this weekend. We haven't had much of a sea breeze lately, so that will be a nice change, and then things are going to warm back up again. The storm basically stalled, but it also intensified in many areas, and then it's going to move out on Thursday, make its way east, and that's when we're expecting the latter part of the week to be drier and warmer this weekend, but still below our seasonal norms. So stoked to hit the slopes. Yeah, hopefully it will stick, but we are expecting some snow for our areas about 6,000 feet above elevation, and then we're possibly going to get 1 to 2 feet of snow in our higher elevation areas, 8,000 feet, like Big Bear, Mount Baldy, Snow Summit. So keep your fingers crossed. Right now, looking pretty nice over in Long Beach. It's the calm before the storm. We are expecting some wet, windy, wild weather coming our way with this winter storm. We have a winter storm watch that's going to be in effect. That's really going to be on Tuesday, but let me show you the futurecast. So tomorrow it's going to be like today, but slightly cooler. Tomorrow we're going to have these clouds kind of come in, and this will be the start of the storm. Then Monday's the first wave of it. This is going to hit basically the entire region. We're going to see some light rain across most of our region. And then the second wave is going to be on Tuesday. Pretty much everywhere can expect about a couple of inches of rain, but the main rain and the snow is going to, of course, go in our higher elevation areas, our mountains and our foothill areas as well. So you can see Tuesday, look at all of this green, and then you've got the pink in Big Bear City. You're going to get a lot of rain down in San Bernardino, Palm Springs, Orange County. Pretty much the entire area is going to be blanketed. And we're also going to see some dangerous conditions if you are trying to go up to the mountains. There's going to be poor visibility. The Grapevine, for example, is going to be very dangerous on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning because we're expecting that snow on possibly Monday and then definitely Tuesday. So the storm's basically going to move out of the region on Wednesday. It's going to head east and things are going to dry out, become a lot calmer and warmer. It's still going to be cooler than we would expect, but we are expecting things to be a lot calmer. So let me show you, this is what we're expecting our headlines. The winter storm watch Monday through Wednesday, really starting tomorrow. And this is also going to be a weak atmospheric river. You can think of that as like a river in the sky. So it's going to bring its wind-driven moisture. We're also going to have the winds coming out of the south, and we're going to get some really cold temperatures. So we have that widespread rain that's light on Monday and then heavy on Tuesday, and then the 1 to 2 foot snow in our higher elevation areas. areas. This is what you can expect for rainfall total. So the coast and the valley, 1 to 2 inches. The mountains, 1.5 to 4 inches. 4 inches more the San Gabriel Mountains. And then the San Bernardino Mountains, that's the coastal slopes of the San Bernardino Mountains, 4 to 7 inches. And then 2 to 3 inches in the other areas of the San Bernardino Mountains. The high desert, up to 1 inch, and the low deserts, a half an inch or less of rain. So temperatures right now, though, they are looking pretty nice. They're pretty much in the 50s across the board here, everywhere except for Big Bear, last I checked. So Big Bear, of course, is at 46 degrees right now. It's going to be a high of 35, I think, on Wednesday. So you're also going to have some frosty mornings to wake up to this week. Here's a look at our 7-day outlook. We've got a busy week on tap. We've got, don't forget to set your clocks back. We've fall back. That's at 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then we have, of course, Veterans Day on Friday. Make sure you thank our heroes on Friday, but Tuesday's this big rain event on Election Day. So make sure you do go out and vote. Bring your umbrella, bring your winter coat. We're going to be in the 60s along the coast for the next few days. Inland OC in the 60s as well. And then in the valleys in the IE, look at this weather change. So we have 71 tomorrow, 62 Monday, and then 55 on Wednesday. Take a look at the mountains real quick. 50s in Big Bear, then you have that 44 on Monday and the 36 on Tuesday, 35 on Wednesday. That's where you're going to really wake up to those cold, cold temperatures. And then in the high desert where we're expecting some less rain, 70 degrees tomorrow, 60 on Monday and 53 on Tuesday. Pretty drastic changes. And then, of course, in the low desert, 79, 75, and 66. Mumford, you're blocking the numbers. Valley in the IE, you're looking at close to 100 for the next 7 days. I thought you were going to talk about how I had my dress on backwards at 6 o'clock.
Do not tell tales out of school, girl.
We are looking at the very sparkly new Long Beach Bridge, the International Gateway Bridge. These towers, by the way, 515 feet tall. Happy 4th of July.
Oh, thank you for bringing your energy tonight. you light up the newsroom and the studio. You're like a firework.
Are we going out, everybody? I feel like our energy is like we should be going out.
I'm going to bed.
Going home.
I'm going to bed. Yep.
Who's got a pool?